There you go on YouTube and everyone again. So I am not making visuals with these at the moment. I haven't got fucking time to. So let's talk about the understanding and the hint inside of the actual matrix of what has led us to the understanding of where we are now, right? So we have technology that was invented, say, let's say for the last 70 years, the technology has been going fucking full on hardcore. And, we've got to the stage now that everything has turned into the technological advancement so far that we can now come to the terms and grasp with what consciousness is trying to understand. What we had to do is the technology was needed inside of the matrix in order to train us and retrain us of who we are. We needed the technology that we've got right now to come to the understandings, just as the internet creates all the singularities of the whole world into one. Just as we have virtual reality where we log in and we log out again, and now as the games get more realistic, we're going to train ourselves in our own reality. What is reality? Because your brain and your subconscious eventually isn't going to determine which is the real reality anymore once you have a virtual reality experience or simulation that you can put on your face, and it has real life down to the realistic as graphics in it. And then you take it off your face and you come back to the reality, you're not going to be able to determine which reality is real anymore. So your brain is going to be trained that reality itself is fake through that way itself. We have cell phones which are teaching us that we are quantum communicators already, that this is our first step to understanding that we can communicate telepathically through our own consciousness energy. And the telephone itself is training us that we can talk quantumly to someone else on the other side of the world. We don't have to actually be in that same space at the same time or whatever. We can actually do what we can as original electromagnetic light beings. But these are all hints inside of the matrix by the one consciousness that has designed everything this way for us to come to the understanding. For a simple reason is if we didn't have the technology that we've got right now, we couldn't have even got to the understanding of everything's a simulation, everything's a game, and the messages that we're getting through entertainment industry and everything like that. We couldn't have any single part of it because the technology did not exist for the message from the one to be able to be given to us properly. So now we have the technology that we've advanced so far, which everyone can see, well, where are we going next? Where are we going next? All we do with the same technology right now is it changes shape or form and has a few more apps or adds into it, a memory upgrade, which is consciousness has also been telling us for a very long time now that we can upgrade our memories, from a USB stick down to a hard drive to a terabyte to a gigabyte. It's constantly now, it's a terabyte now, where we're getting to the points where we're understanding that memory can actually be upgraded, and consciousness itself has been relaying that the memory has been upgraded constantly through everything inside of the matrix, telling us over and over and over again that the glitch has been fixed. If you've noticed, every single thing has problems. Every single game that you buy for a console or PC has some kind of form that it's still fucked. It's glitched or it's bugged. In other words, the game is broken still. It's still, the reason why this is happening all the time with everything is because you need to understand that the real reality game of the simulation of the vibrational consciousness is broken itself. But it has also been updated, which is the update, which is why every single thing inside of the consciousness collective right now, from every single bit of technology, needs to receive an update constantly, because this is also the one consciousness telling us that our electromagnetic signatures of awareness have been updated now to understand that once we leave the physical matrix vibrational creation, we then can come back and we have full collective consciousness memory stored of what our past reality was before we logged in and we logged out. So this is how we are going to ascend into the natural evolution of our electromagnetic consciousness energy, and the fact that we can leave the world and come back with full collective consciousness and memories and knowing of what we could do in the past reality is going to allow us to advance more as a race, as in the simulation game, I should say, so we can get to the understanding of what we really are and what we're really here for. And this is why everything is pushing the direction that we're getting right now. You have martial law, which is constantly there, always just hanging over us. It never ever fucking happens. They like to play it as a fear technique because, the honest to God, I reckon that Well, you can't log out fucking as many people as they wanted. Like I explained in another video, you can't log out 500,000 people in the whole fucking world out of so-called 7 billion or 9 billion, as it was different on different people's reality before. But you cannot kill the consciousness off and have a reality being made. So therefore, that's a fucking hoax 100%. That's just a fear technique, a strategy to keep you in tune with what they want, to keep you in the fear, to keep you down in vibration so you can't understand and get to the higher level. See, the whole thing of this whole reality right now is that God's symbols have been stolen from us. God's symbols have been stereotyped with bad indoctrination all around it to keep us away from it, while the ones clandestine are using God's symbols constantly, flaunting it in front of our face, but we're not supposed to understand that that's God's symbol. But the reality is that consciousness makes everything, and the reason why that God's symbol is flashed everywhere is because the simple reason is it's consciousness. And more than likely, the Illuminati didn't invent the fucking the all-seeing eye to keep using everywhere. They just noticed that was a natural thing that kept popping up from a singularity of a person inside of the consciousness collective over time, that they thought that if they put their signature on it, then therefore that every time that it started to get bigger and bigger and bigger and God tried to talk to us, that we would then think, oh, the Illuminati is expanding, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, oh, this all-seeing eye is appearing everywhere. But in reality, there's nothing that can exist inside the consciousness collective without the one creating it there to begin with, as a hint and a lesson for us to come to an understanding of something of the bigger picture. It's that we're supposed to be believed that we're grounded into the reality, there is no bigger picture, and that you're a fucking robot for society, and that's all you're here for. When you get to the other understanding, you can understand that we are not really here, that this is a simulation for us to experience all of this, and all of these hints from consciousness are actually the hints from us on the outside of on the electromagnetic board game, and we are trying to communicate inside to us ourselves through all of these little fucking puzzles and mazes and hints that we drop, that we are not in the physical realm, that we are only a electromagnetic simulation and everything is vibrational creation. Alright, cheers. In real reality, what we needed was the world to have all this technology, for the simple reason is that we are being trained once again by the one consciousness of God, what we are and who we are, like I said, and without everything existing the way it was and the way it is right now, we could never ever get to the conclusion of what we've understood since the Mandela effect. And the Mandela effect was just another example and a hint from the one consciousness to show creation is duality, just as you have the two parallel universes, just as you have the subway sign, which used to have no arrows on it, but now it points to the left and it points to the right, but it's one word, so once again it's duality, etc., etc., etc. Everything's equaling the same message all the time, and the message is that we need to wake the fuck up, stop running around inside the simulation, fucking acting like we live here, and everything is only this simulation, when we have such a great smorgasbord of different realities and different frequencies of consciousness manifestation that the one wants us to experience. Everything that you're seeing right now that has been brought into this physical matrix, including the genres of games, everything that you've seen in movies, all of that exists out there in the next consciousness reality game. It depends on your thought initiative programming before you enter that consciousness reality game, and what you choose as your simulation once you get back and you log out, and you get to pick from the menu before you come back into the design of which quantum reality you're going to enter, etc. Alright, peace.